we're gonna do our pre-council meeting. We'll have call to order by our council president, open with prayer and pledge of allegiance was held in our work session. My mic's not on. I'll get in trouble. Okay. We will have no roll call. We will have approval of our minutes of January 2nd, 2024's regular meeting. We will have approval of our agenda tonight with an amendment. We will have reports from the council on standing committees. No reports on special committee, no public hearing. We will have a report on the status of our city finances from Ms. Romey. No proclamations, unfinished business, resolution, to provide the elimination of a grade crossing at 17th Street West, DOT number 728-239C, Railroad Milepost P365.03. This is sponsored by Mayor Barrett. We tabled this from our December the 18th meeting. I don't know if they are here. I don't.
They're not, but what we were thinking about, if y'all would table this one more time, we're gonna have Mr. Lawrence here. We'll have more information. Maybe have a public hearing at the February the 5th meeting.
Okay.
And open it up to a public hearing, get the word out, let people come in, and then, if there's no objection, then we go from there.
All right.
We also have a traffic count by this.
All right. All right, thank you so much, Mayor. We appreciate that. New business number 1, resolution to amend the FY24 personnel authorization list for the gas department. This is sponsored by Councilor Keel. Hey, how are you doing? I didn't see you.
This position is this resolution is to reclassify the current administrative assistant.
Yeah,
for
that
gas
might not be
department.
enough. I don't think it's on. Push back the brake light.
On that? To reclassify the administrative assistant position in the gas department to do the work for the new gas program contract you guys approved last meeting. This position will totally take care of all the management and operation of this program from a retail standpoint. Like there'll be a call-in sales, there'll be online sales, in-person sales, and we'll coordinate the inventory as well as the installation of the appliances. So quite a number of added responsibilities to this position. So after looking at it and doing some market research, we feel like this job should be reclassified to a grade 17 from a grade 15 currently. This amounts to a 12% increase, and it's been budgeted as well.
Any questions?
I just want, can I ask you Scott?
You sure can, yes.
So he asked if this were to go away at some point in the future, what should constitute that job, keeping that title and all that? So since 18, there's been several tasks added to 2018, and internally this position is taking all of our templates from our work order system we currently have and matching them over and creating new ones in CityWorks. But the Public Service Commission, the Gas Safety Division, has amended one rule, added 2 rules, which Rule 13 you heard about with the abandoned or inactive services, where you have to keep a date range on them and either put them on the list to charge or abandon it completely. Rule 17 is about operator qualifications, so there's more intense investigations on failures of any tasks our employees do. The fields of which is pipeline and hazardous materials administration, they made a couple changes in the Pipe Act of 2020. You have to review all of our plans for distribution integrity management, our emergency plan, our operations and maintenance manuals. So we prevent catastrophic incidents like the overpressurization incident that happened in Merrimack Valley. They have a new, this year, or 2023, they had a leak detection or repair rule that strengthens timelines. So that's another timeline thing factor we got to play in. And this year, we're keeping more documentation on our 7100 Part D report for damages, went from 4 categories to 26. When we're investigating any kind of damage, we had to rule it down Township. Was it this person's fault, or was it a piece of equipment's fault, or the pipeline itself? And then coming shortly there, they're already giving some notice of proposed rulemaking for a communication requirement. So something like a weather alert that goes out, we'd have to alert citizens of this area or the whole city that there are problems or things going on. So that's something we're trying to, she's trying to figure out what it is.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank y'all so much, I appreciate it. Number 2, resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Tallapoosa County Commission to accept $100,000 American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purpose of expanding recreational services. This is sponsored by Mayor Brager. We did discuss this in our work session. It is for our Imagination Station coming from Commissioner Steve Robinson. Any questions? Great, thank y'all. Number 3, ordinance to amend chapter 18, buildings and building regulations of the Alexander City Code of Ordinances. This is sponsored by Mayor Red. This one would actually take, because there's an ordinance, would take immediate consideration. Speaking on this, Amanda.
That's the one in the work session I have them all table for right now until we can make, Mark and Jay and I talk about it out there. So
Okay.
that's something and bring it back to the record.
So we'll need that to be tabled as well. Number 4, we actually amended that one, but it's the ordinance to rescind the ordinance, which is a previous one with Amadeus 2022-22 to sell and declare real property no longer needed for public use. That would actually need immediate consideration, and then we will talk about the amendment from there. So just be aware of that, and then we will actually vote on that ordinance. Any questions? Number 5, resolution to award bid number 24-06 to Calhoun Meter Company for ductile iron pipe at a cost not to exceed $29,262.24. This is sponsored by myself, but I have my friend here to talk about this, Miles.
Good evening again. This is for our, a purchase for our water department. This is for just 1,000 foot of cast iron, our ductile iron pipe out here for our pipe relocation for the hotel. It's just a straight purchase. When we originally quoted quotes, it was over the bid limit of $30,000, but you know, it came in just slightly under that.
Questions?
The, brought to our attention, my attention, by an individual that deals with ductile iron, that the company that won the bid, it's not, domestic pipe.
The company's not domestic, or
The pipe itself, the
Yeah.
product is not domestic. Since we have 3 domestic foundries here in Alabama, I'm just curious about how could we go about going domestic versus non-domestic, especially since it's made in the state.
right. So your question, just reiterate to you, is how can we go about putting in our bid specs or what it is?
That's correct, to where it,
Put a priority on
Domestic, yes.
Alabama
that's right.
still. We can do that. It would have to come before you. Now, there are, of course, there's advantages to doing that, supporting local economy, of course, is the biggest advantage of that. There's also disadvantages. I would just caution you on how we word it, and where sometimes supply will change, break down. Just after COVID, we had a problem getting domestic pipe,
Mhm.
and this was the only pipe available. But yes, this pipe is produced in India. We've been buying this pipe for over 20 years now. So
Yeah.
quality, we have no issues with the quality of it.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to stir anything, it's just,
Yeah.
I was not aware that, you know, any opportunity, you know, we always preach by local,
Right.
as far as our local economy, so obviously, buying local in Alabama is
Right.
very important as well, especially if it's not a, you know, if we're looking at $10,000 difference,
Right.
well, that's big. If it's not as close, it's almost like awarding a local contractor the 3%.
As the bid law states, I'm only allowed to give 5% preference to somebody that's in city limits.
Mhm.
So to expand that, it would take a council action.
I'm out of that. I mean, I'm just, this is something I was not aware of,
Yeah.
and this was a great opportunity to bring it up.
But just be aware, we'd also need to set like a percentage limit there, in my opinion. You wouldn't want to spend 20-30% more.
Oh, no, without a doubt. No, I agree with all that. We would definitely lean on your expertise, Miles. You do a wonderful job on that. You know, helping the council on that. But I definitely, as long as it's, once again, as long as it's not something ridiculous, and we're not going to overpay to buy local as far as our own is concerned.
I'll definitely look into it and make sure we look at the legal aspects of it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'll
Everything
try to
above
get
board.
back with you on that some other times. Right now, as far as this bid is concerned, we didn't have anything in there for that. Okay. To my knowledge, we don't have anything resolution wise standing that says this. What we have.
I just think it's a great opportunity
Yeah.
to bring it up.
We don't, there's nobody local, there should be local preference for any water material anyway.
Well, with the exception of Southern Pike.
They don't sell,
But
they don't sell this material.
Yeah, Southern Pike's kind of a unique company because they have a local plumbing side and they have a waterworks side.
Now,
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a local preference.
yeah, that's fine. Not for this purchase, it would not. I agree.
But if we can somehow find out a way to help.
But the city spec has always been class 52 domestic ductwork, the way it's written in our city spec. Unless that's been changed and not brought forth. If you look at our water line spec, it's been in the city forever. And Electrical USA, as they call themselves, has not been a company for 20 years. They've been bringing ductwork from Savannah, Georgia for about the last 10 to 11 years.
And I can tell you, I didn't change that spec. We've been buying it ever since I've been here. I can tell you that.
Thank you, Miles.
Any other questions or comments? All right. Number 6, resolution to award bid number 24-03, project Clean Water Part B to Hutchins Backhoe and Septic Service LLC in an amount not to exceed $1,858,274 for the construction of multi-agency wastewater solution project B, Highway 128 sewer force main. This is sponsored by Council President Pro Tem Hardy. I think we did speak about this. Oh, wait a minute, there you go. Come on, Drew. Y'all moving around too much on me. Cold, trying to fight the cold. Come on. That might be.
So we let this out to bid and accepted bids last month. I think the bid winner withdrew his bid within the 4-day limit. He had missed a big detail, so it went to the second bidder. It was over budget at that point, but we were able to go back and forth with the winning contractor, second lowest bidder, and whittle it down to a point where the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, it was at a number that they had funding for. So that's where we're at. We're gonna go ahead and bid it and get it going.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Any questions or comments? All right. Number 7, resolution to grant $100,000 to the Imagination Station from the sale of the sports space property to the Salem City's Board of Education. This is sponsored by Councilor Chris Brown. We are gonna let, come on, sir.
Hello again. This was brought before council by Councilor Chris Brown's conversation we had. I'm not privy to the city's general fund financial statements. I do think that, and I had this conversation with Councilor Tapley Friday, we talked about it. My only concern with this, and don't get me wrong, I want a playground built. I do, as quickly as possible. My only concern with this is, we've been fundraising for less than a year. We've done an exceptional job, I think, getting a lot of this from community members and local businesses. I'm just afraid that if the city throws $100,000 to this project now, does it devalue the work that we have planned for the spring with the school system, our grants that we have out and stuff like that? I don't think that having too much money is a problem. But I would like to propose the idea, and again, I'm trying to play both camps here. I propose an idea that if you set a hard cap for us or a hard date, and say, hey, by June 1st or by July 1st or whatever it may be, whatever we have left over that's not in the account, the city picks up the rest of that. But like I said, I am in the camp of let's get this built as quickly and as fast as we possibly can. So those are just my personal thoughts. I think we're, like I said, doing a great job with fundraising, and I still think there's a lot of trees we need to shake out there.
What, so remind me the number after we get the money from, Steve? Yes.
Yeah,
So
so,
what will that total be?
277 and some change,
So, and what was our target?
400. It's the bid itself is 422. So here's, the whole thing was we went from we went to turf. So turf added an exponential cost to what we wanted to do. We knew the turf would be better for the long term. We tried to get a lot of the turf donated. The problem with the donation of the turf is it wouldn't be covered under any warranty. And also whoever installed it, it wouldn't meet like the standard that's needed. So like say for instance, a child falls from a 6-foot fall. The whole purpose of that turf is for have buoyancy. So that child doesn't sustain any injuries or is less likely to sustain injuries. So that was kind of that's why this went from 250 to 422, just because of materials cost and us wanted to add that turf, just because it's safer and it lasts a lot longer. But yeah, with Steve's check tonight, we'll be at 277, is that correct? Yeah, 277.
Plus the 25 that we
have not collected upon.
so that would be about $312,000.
Yes, and we still have a grant out for Alabama Power that the mayor and I feel really good about. We've been denied a grant, unfortunately, from another place that we're gonna try to resubmit for a lower amount. I just feel like there's been a lot of community emphasis. You know, right before Christmas, we got a $20,000 check from C&J Tech. We've been back to SL. I don't want to devalue the work that we're putting into going out to the community. And that's my only concern. But like I said, I want a playground bill for sure. So.
I guess I'd still say we need 100,000 and then continue our efforts to raise, and then that way we can put money back in the bank for maintenance, on through the years.
When we agreed to sell the property from the sports place to the school system, we agreed to pledge $250,000 towards the extension of that sale. So at least we can do that.
There's no documentation. It's not easy to do there.
If there is no documentation on that, but I promise you, that's what we said, that's what we talked about. I promise you, where that documentation is, who didn't write it down, I don't know, but I promise you, my mind is not that far gone. But yes, ma'am, I'm listening to you.
I was just gonna say, I agree with Casey's point for the council to give us a hard deadline and then say whatever's left, the council will support. But my only issue, another issue with the resolution is the way that governmental accounting works, because that revenue was received in FY23, we can't back and say we're gonna use it for something in 2024 unless that was done up front. So it would just have to be changed to say that the city would give that money, not necessarily from this revenue.
So we have to change the wording.
And I was not privy to that. It was before I started, so I can't say one more than the other.
Well, because I'm all about the community chipping in, but I'm sure, obviously, this isn't the best time that we've all had as far as the economy goes. And there's a lot that's already went on with stuff we've had to do with raising our sewer rates, stuff that had to be done. It was inevitable.
Yeah.
So I'm with, let's go ahead and let's get this thing done. It's been tore up for the longest. If we're closer, maybe if we get the gap with this, get the gap to 30, 40 grand or 25, it gets done faster. So let's get this done.
Absolutely, yeah. And then when I talked to Hercules today, the folks who are doing it, they were anticipating us to be done by summer, which I think is again a testament to the folks here in Alexander City that they had enough faith in us to not only hold the pricing for as long as they did, because materials fluctuate a lot, but that they were saying, yeah, we kind of figured you guys would have it ready by summer. So that was just my opinion, and just wanted to make sure that was shared. But I am all for a new playground for sure.
This money is community money, it's raised through tax. The money the school board used to purchase the property was from the revenue that they get from sales tax. It comes from right here in Elliott City and then some from Tallahassee County. So it's the city, it's the community's money anyways.
Well, someone's right and wrong. And I'm not pointing fingers about stuff that happened in the past, but it could have been maintained better through the years as to where poles and stuff were replaced.
Yeah.
Since that ball got dropped, it is what it is. I'm saying let's
Yeah. Well, and the good news too with, the stuff that we're purchasing, Hercules, maintenance is gonna be, way less for us. The turf has a warranty on it and all that good stuff. It's gonna be pretty pretty manageable from our aspect. And again, I can't speak to the old structure, but I knew it was, I had heard it was close to the end of its life, but maintenance of course.
It was bad.
Yeah, they don't usually last that long, so that was learning.
I like the idea of proposing a deadline cap of say, if we don't get like April 1st or whatever deadline. I like that idea, and then us coming in and filling in whatever they need, or saying yes to 100,000 or whatever. I like that idea. It's pretty much just how we wanna do it, what it's gonna come down to. So I'm gonna let,
It's just, can I?
Yes, sir.
Let's say July 4th, make Independence Day, so go, that's the cap, what's like at that time, but I still want that money to be set.
Oh.
That way we've got time to move things over. Till then, it's already committed.
What's the lead time on the equipment?
8 to 10 weeks. That's if I ordered it today, 8 to 10 weeks.
Is it, we paying for it when it's delivered or paying for it when it's complete?
We're paying for it, we're making deposits in chunks. So we've already made a $100,000 payment. I spoke to them today and said, once we get the check from Tallahassee County, we'll make another $100,000 deposit. And then we'll have still 77.
So we would have to spend it in order to get it.
Oh, well, there you go. So we would turn that around pretty quick.
And how much funding do you have to have for them to start producing?
We did not get that far in the conversation today. It was more about materials, ordering materials. That's information I can definitely find out and give to you.
Have they given you a time frame when it delivers to
Yeah.
this product?
I did ask them today, I said, are you guys backed up until 2025? What's going on? And they said, no, like I said, we have this spot slotted for you guys in the summer to get this work done. So it's not like they're backed up for 6 years.
Do they give you an indication, take 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to build it?
100, well, I have to double check.
4 months.
I have to double check.
And then 3 months to produce it.
Yeah.
It's 7 months. So we wait till July, they're not gonna use that thing until December.
Yeah.
I guess my thing was if it takes 8 to 10 weeks to build out,
Mhm.
and if they don't need final payment until then, we just say we have it delivered on July 4th, and then the final payment's paid off then when it's delivered.
If they delivered it July 4th, you were talking, basically winter for it, correct?
Yeah, and I see his point too. It's, the usable time would be slashed because we'd like to, you're losing.
I think we need a backup timer.
How long installation time?
120 days.
I will double check that.
Installation?
I will double check that. I'm pretty sure though.
Yeah, that makes a difference there.
And that may be based upon what they have lined up. I don't know what other projects they have, but they were pretty confident it would be a summer install. But I can get all that information. I can call her back tomorrow and say, hey, when we get this delivered, how long to get it in, all that good stuff, and find out that information.
How much prep work do we have to do to have it ready?
I'm meeting with Drew and Allison on Thursday. We're gonna go tour the site. It's really just one big giant square. The Public Works right now is working on our parking lot, and I know they are slammed, so we're trying to get kind of an overlay to see what needs to be done at that location before we start building. I would say it's already pretty cleared out up there. You've seen it, but we need to get an overlay and see exactly where it's gonna fit in that area.
So could we table this until our next meeting and then make a decision, because you'll have more information for us?
Yeah, for
As it
sure.
relates to the timeline and all that stuff?
I'll have all that stuff in
How do
mind.
y'all feel about that? Okay,
And that would help us base our decision on, how we decide to proceed with it, for sure.
okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all your work, Casey.
Yep.
Appreciate it. We will have public comments, 3 minutes per speaker, and we do have one person signed up for that. We will let him come at that time, then we'll have comments from the mayor, comments from the finance director, comments from our city clerk, and comments from our council. At this time, we're gonna go ahead and call our regular scheduled meeting to order. Thank y'all so much for hanging in here with us. At this time, I need a motion to approve our minutes of our January 2nd, 2024 regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve January 2nd, regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown,
Yeah.
Chair, yay. At this time, we'll need an approval of our agenda with us tabling number 3, amending number 4, and also tabling, number 7,
And also tabling the railroad crossing.
and tabling the railroad.
Not freezing when you're in.
I thought four-
Not three table.
4 is the one we're amending.
The real problem.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, cool. Everybody got it. Tabling,
Old business.
you
just need to approve the agenda and address those items as you get to them.
All right, cool, thank you, that makes more sense. Let's prove the agenda as presented.
I make much better approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Counselor Tapley,
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we'll entertain reports from the council on standing committees. Finance Committee, of course, you can see the Finance Committee is working diligently to not only provide us numbers, but to save us money. I do appreciate everything that Ms. Romey and, our finance department does. So thank y'all so very much for continuing that great work. We will hear from Ms. Romey in the report on the status of our city finances. Public Safety Committee, Counselor Eric Brown.
No report.
Mr. Kill's not here. Parks and Rec, Counselor Chris Brown.
Yes, we've got youth basketball going on, been on about 2 weeks now. We're playing games over at Sportsplex, to correct, and even, so also, new scoreboards were installed at the Sportsplex gym on Monday. So basketball's got new scoreboards. They started to work at the city pool to replace the pool filters. It's about a 4 or 5 day project to be completed. Work on the parking lots been going on at baseball fields and the handicap and coaches parking lot areas. And they're well on the way to doing there. Hopefully it won't be too much on it for that project's completed. They've, last week when I was over at the Sportsplex, they had added all the flooring out of the old what we call the senior cabin, and most of it replaced. So they've got to come a long way on that, fixing that up. We had an event this weekend before last for our city youth basketball programs, did a free throw contest within their teams, and then they sent their best shooters forward. And there was 4 people that from Alex City that went down to Hoofton and shot at the district level, and we have, there's 5 that went down to shot at district level. We had 4 people that are going to state next week in Bessemer. So we get to the state, we'll try to get those guys in, but we're getting represented well in our basketball program across the state right now. No report at the airport. Meals will be served on Wednesday the 17th at the Nutrition Center. Our meals have been delivered from Birmingham. The drivers couldn't get down there safely with the weather, but they should be back on Wednesday, or will not be served tomorrow because of the weather. I apologize for that. And golf courses are headed where it was, nice and cold, so if you like to play, you're not sweating, you play golf, it's time to go out and check out the golf course.
Buildings and Property, Counselor Tapley.
No report.
Mr. Kill's report. Gas, they completed the gas service to the Advanced Care. This is from our Utilities Committee. Advanced Care for Russell Medical, they're still doing valve maintenance. They moved the test load for LDOT and Airport Bridge project. They have 3 new services to run and are preparing for customer calls due to the extreme cold. We all know that's coming. The light department has set the pan mount at Russell Medical Advanced Care. They're also continuing to work on trimming and line maintenance. Water services, the sewer department, Alabama Graphite, Post Main, and Kelton, Joseph Bar has been completed. The lot is being cleared for the sewer pump station at the Russell Hospital Legacy Project. The 2 pump stations at Wicker Point are operating with the final punch list items being completed. Sewer personnel is working on service repairs, main replacements, 811 locates, and responding to customer issues. Sugar and Coley Creek replaced block heat on the generator at Dow's Lift Station, cleaned out RAS and WS Whitwell install lights in the new break room classroom. Sewer department is still helping us pump sand out of tanks at Cold Creek plant. Adams filter plant, chlorine dioxide booster pump on generator replaced. Worked on ADM water usage report for 2023. Our reports turned in. Samples collected for January of 24. Tanks checked for working heaters and heating strips. The water department has repaired several leaks. They will have several more. Responded to numerous write notes and customer requests, and performed numerous line locates. The water department has also completed 51.2% of their lead service line inspections, and that means they are ahead of the game on that. Thank y'all so very much. No reports from the special committee, no reports on the status, no report on public hearing. At this time, we will hear a report on the status of our city finances. Ms. Roman.
Yes, looking at the bank statement, not a whole lot to say about it. Our banking accounts are remaining steady. We have about a 3% total growth over the last month. Looking at the financial statement, most accounts should be at about 75% right now. There is one that I wanted to bring your attention to on page 4. It's sewer miscellaneous. It is showing a credit for expenses, and that is because of the agreement we have with the SRF loan with Alabama Graphite. They are paying the interest and a portion of the principal, and they're making those payments monthly. That's why it's showing that there's a credit. So when we actually pay it, then everything should even out. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Roman. As always, if you have questions, we get a lot of numbers, but if you have questions, Ms. Roman's door is always open. Thank you again. No proclamations, no unfinished business. Unfinished business resolution to provide for the elimination of grade crossing at 17th Street West.
Make a motion, we table that, February 19th meeting.
Second.
Thank you for the motion and second. Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley.
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Yay.
Chair, yay. New business, number 1.
Back up to that one you just tabled. Do you want to set a public hearing on the 19th as well? You need to state that if you do.
I make a motion, we set a public hearing on February 19th as well. Discuss that issue.
Any discussion on that? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley.
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Yay.
Chair, yay. New business, number 1.
Resolution to amend the FY24 personnel authorization list for the gas department.
Need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion, we approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just like to thank Miles for getting this, Chris, excuse me, for getting this in there. I'm hoping it's beneficial to our residents who maybe a lower income, these kind of payment plan and installation on the gas products. So thank you.
I want to say thank you to Chris as well. I've already had several calls about when this will go in place, so I can tell you it is needed, so thank you, sir. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley.
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Yay.
Chair, yay. Number 2,
Resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Tallapoosa County Commission to accept $100,000 American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purpose of expanding recreational services.
need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion, we approve the resolution as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to thank Steve Robinson for taking this money out of his offer funds to donate to the city, and he's helped out tremendously in the Imagination Station. Thank you for that, and I'd also like to give recognition to Steve Coley. He's also donated money as well, so I want to make sure he gets properly recognized as well.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley.
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Yay.
Chair, yay. Number 3,
Ordinance to amend Chapter 18, Buildings and Building Regulations of the Alexander City Code of Ordinances.
Make a motion, we table this to the next meeting.
Second.
A motion and second for tabling. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Counselor Tapley?
Yay.
Counselor Ed Brown?
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown?
Yay.
Chair? Yay. Number 4, I move that we, first of all, number 4,
Ordinance to rescind ordinance 2022-22 to sell and declare real property no longer needed for public use.
we need a motion for an amended, we need a motion for immediate consideration. We need to amend this as well, so I need a motion for immediate consideration to put the amendment out there.
Make a motion for immediate consideration.
Second.
Roll call vote. Counselor Tapley?
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown?
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown?
Yay.
Chair, yay. I move to amend that on line 2 to replace the word rescind with amend. Replace line 15 with the following statement that Amadeus Development Group has 30 days from the date of publication to purchase the subject property by payment of $600,000 to the city of Alexander City, Alabama. If payment is not made within 30 days, ordinance 2022-22 adopted June 20th, 2022 shall be rescinded and be null and void for failure of Amadeus to complete the purchase. We would also delete lines 17 and 19. So those are the amendments before you. We need immediate consideration to consider these amendments.
Make a motion for immediate consideration for the amendments noted.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Counselor Tapley?
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown?
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown?
Yay.
Chair? Yay. Now we need a motion to accept those amendments and that ordinance.
Make a motion to accept the ordinance for the amendments.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Counselor Tapley?
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown?
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown?
Yay.
Chair? Yay. Number 5.
Resolution to award bid number 24-06 to Calhoun Meter Company for ductile iron pipe at a cost not to exceed $29,262.24.
Need a motion to approve this resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as read.
Hearing no second, that motion fails. Number 6.
Resolution to award bid number 24-03, Project Clean Water Part B to Hutchins Backhoe and Septic Service LLC in an amount not to exceed $1,858,274 for the construction of multi-agency wastewater solution, Project B, Highway 128 sewer force main.
Need a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Make a motion to approve the resolution as read.
Second.
Any discussion?
I know Mr. Hutchins is a local contractor, so it's good that somebody's local. Close enough. Yeah.
Roll call vote. Counselor Tapley?
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown?
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown?
Yay.
Chair? Yay. Number 7.
Resolution to grant $100,000 to the Imagination Station from the sale of Sportplex property to the Alexander City Board of Education.
Make a motion to table that until February the 5th, to get more information in case.
Oh, second.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote. Counselor Tapley?
Yay.
Counselor Eric Brown?
Yay.
Counselor Chris Brown?
Yay.
And Chair. At this time, we will hear public comments, and we have Mr. Brian Newell here. He will be speaking to us.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, my name is Brian Newell. I'm here to inform you that you have a choice. You have a better choice. In the 3rd Congressional District of Alabama in the Republican primary. For the past 20 years, we haven't had very many choices, 3 to be exact.
They lost for one reason or another, and we got stuck with the same career politician year after year. What has the last 20 years given us? Skyrocketing deficit, negligent government spending. And Congress is the problem. We have a house full of career politicians, no leadership experience, no teamwork experience, and no passion to develop the solutions to solve any of the country's problems. What has Mike Rogers given us in the last 20 years? Fight on the House floor, where it said you shouldn't be drinking on the House floor when you're a redneck from Alabama? How about being threatened by the Alabama GOP, being kicked off the ballot because he'd rather go over to the Democrats to select the Speaker of the House rather than the Republican, Jim Jordan? How about passing only 2 bills in 20 years? You know, that's sad enough, but the last one, which was done just a couple of months ago, was supposed to be the greatest thing for the military. But it was only good for the military contractors, which are Mike Rogers donors. As far as the military goes, it was cutting their legs off. That's why there was not a single veteran there was a congressman that voted for it. So what makes you any different, you may ask? I'm an Army combat veteran. I served my country for over 22 years. I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan multiple times, and I swore to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. To this day, I'm known as one of the founding fathers of the Army Aviation Hydraulics Course at Fort Eustis, Virginia, because we solved a 17-year problem in 9 months. That is the approach that I'm trying to bring to Congress now, fixing as many of the problems as I can in the shortest amount of time possible, because I don't think our country can handle much more. So if you support term limits, support reducing skyrocketing deficit, reduce the size of our government, and you support reducing our negligent government spending, then I'm your guy that's needed in Congress. But if you don't, you can go ahead and support Rogers because he doesn't support these ideals either. So Alabama, you have a choice. My name is Brian Newell, and I am running for the 3rd Congressional District of Alabama against Mike Rogers in a Republican primary. I need your help, and I need your support on March 5th, 2024. So please, if you believe in this cause and you want to be a part of this movement, then please donate at my website at brian4congress.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We do appreciate that. Comments from the mayor?
I'd like everybody to be careful out there the next 2 or 3 days. Temperature is brutal outside. You know, we dodged a bullet last night. If it rained about 2 more hours, we would be in the midst of an ice storm, and we'd be in a mess right now. Luckily, we didn't do that. In about 2 days, when the ground gets real cold and heavy, we're gonna have water leaks. Please be patient with the people who have to fix it. Think about them out in that cold, standing in water trying to fix the leak. We have a warming station. We opened it at 5 p.m. tonight. It will be open until noon on Thursday to get over the biggest front of this cold weather. It's here in the Newton Municipal Facility. It's in the break area. Anybody who needs shelter can come up, buzz the door, the police come up, let you in, and you can go to the break area. But I think that's about all I got today. Thanks.
Comments from our finance director?
I just want to thank all the department heads who worked with me for the presentation. And I also want to just say kudos to them because if you listen to the presentation on most of the projects, it was a collaborative effort among departments. So I'm glad that we have that cohesive.
Thank you. Comments from our city clerk?
Our next city council meeting will be February 5th on a Monday, 5:30.
Thank God. Comments from the council, Councilor Chaplin.
Thank everybody for coming out. I think department heads and Romney for your council update presentation shows where our money has been spent. I think the MLK committee co-pays for the programs they put over the weekend and yesterday. It's a very great program. Especially want to thank Herbert Harrell for his part in it. He did very well on the daily performance with the skits. Showed the history and time of the civil rights movement. Like the mayor said, stay warm. There's still some puddling water out there, so there's still going to be some ice somewhere. So be careful, especially for the elderly, who gets out and slips, but when you're back breaking the hill. And also on a sad note, Lorenzo Grant, who was a council member back several years ago, he served in District 6, he passed away, so keep that family in your prayer.
Counselor Eric Brown.
I just thank y'all for coming out. Always thank you for the mayor, your staff. I mean, all you guys and girls do a wonderful job all the time. It is amazing how well you all work together, how well you help each other out. Testament to how well everything runs around here. So thank you guys for that.
Counselor Chris Brown.
Thank you everybody for coming. Everybody for coming out. Ms. Rummy and the department heads for the presentation and always keeping us updated on where the money's being spent and how it's being spent, and being able to see the projects that we are doing within the city. Just wanted to say everybody stay warm. And it's gonna be cold the next few days, like everybody else has mentioned. Have a good week, and we'll see you in February.
I wanted to say thank y'all so much for most of the presentation that you heard, that Ms. Romy did for her finance part about our capital budget. You heard in-house services, in-house services, in-house services. So thank y'all so much for continuing to making sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck. I appreciate you all and everything that you all do every day. To the mayor, Romy, and Stephanie, we would not be able to be here without them. They're the ones who keep us going. Please know that being a servant, a public servant in an elected position is not an easy job. It is a job that is very rewarding when you help someone who has not received that help or that conversation or that listening ear. So please know I convene you to step up, do the things that's we need to do done to make sure we get a change. Mr. Newell, make sure I got your right name, to seek change for us in our Alabama House. So thank you so much for being willing to be that person. No, it ain't a great job. Know that. But it can be a very fulfilling and rewarding job. So thank y'all for the opportunity to serve. Know that if you need our counsel, we're here to help you. We will listen. A lot of people don't understand. We can't make changes. We all have one vote, but we can listen and we can try our best to figure out who to send you to. So again, thank you for the opportunity to serve. I want to thank this council for always working and making sure we're on the right page. We cannot do this without Stephanie. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I need a motion to adjourn.
We need to remember Mr. Kill as well.
Oh, yes, Mr. Kill, let me give you an update. Mr. Kill is in rehab, and he is projected to come home January 22nd. He has already had a phone conversation with Bobby, and they're already in the works. If he has to come back in a wheelchair, he will be back soon. So just know Mr. Kill is doing great. His daughter asks that we continue to pray for his healing. He is doing great. All of his numbers are improving, and I'm pretty sure on the 22nd, he's gonna be running out of there. So thank y'all so much for continuing to keep his family in your prayers. Know that a lot of people are grieving, and that's a hard pill to swallow, but we're so happy that Mr. Keel is on the right meeting. So thank y'all. Now I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Thank y'all. Y'all leave, I gotta stay. Yeah, they know what I'm gonna do. Look at me too. So that means it'll be at the next.
What's that?
It's hard to say, stop, somebody will stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, they all the same system. I don't have a brother.
Well, I told Brian,
I would say give it all to me, give it all to me.
Brian, he told me.
yeah, he might forgot. It's just easier, I mean, I tell you what, I'll take, we'll bring them down. He's the one that.
I knew we were gonna make a